Hi, I'm Bob Woolverton, your Northwest Realty Advisor. And how are you on this fine day? Me? I feel a sense of urgency to get out this message about wire fraud. You see, lots of people are still losing money during a real estate transaction due to wire fraud. So that's today's episode, understanding how wire fraud occurs and what you and your broker can do to prevent becoming a victim of wire fraud. In May of 2015, the National Association of Realtors issued an alert regarding a sophisticated email wire fraud that was hitting the real estate industry. However, that didn't slow it down and it didn't stop it. People were continuing to be victimized. So they reissued the alert in December of 2015. And unfortunately, the fraud is still occurring. And even last week, the Washington Association of Realtors reissued that same alert trying to get the word out. The fraud is continuing to occur, people are continuing to be victimized, and they are losing tons of money. However, the fraud is easy to prevent. The challenge is getting the word out to anyone and everyone who could potentially become a victim to the sophisticated email wire fraud scheme. So this warning goes out not only to home buyers, but also to my fellow real estate agents who have not gotten the word about this type of fraud. So this is how it works. The bad guy, the hacker, in essence hacks into a real estate broker's email account. But he makes no clue that this account has been compromised. The bad guy merely monitors the account looking for a transaction where there's been mutual acceptance. Once they identify this activity, this transaction of mutual acceptance, now they really monitor the account because what they're looking for is they're looking for the closing date. And then just prior to the closing date, the bad guy sends an email to the buyer. Now the email looks like it's coming from the real estate broker because their account's been compromised. And in this email message it says, oh my gosh, something has changed in the transaction and you must wire funds right now or this deal is going to fail. So the email generally has two common components. One is a sense of urgency. You must send money right now. And the second generally indicates that the broker that sent the email is not going to be available for contact. Either they're at a seminar, they're going to be at a cell coverage area, or whatever situation that they purport in the email, the broker is not going to be available to be consulted. So the buyer, not wanting to lose out on their deal, they follow the instructions in the email and they wire the necessary money to the account identified in the email. Then sometime later, when the real escrow officer contacts the buyer and says, okay, we're coming up on closing and we need you to wire your funds, and the buyer's like, I already sent my funds. Well, then when they backtrack the steps, they find out that the account that the money was wired to has been closed and the money is long gone. That's when everybody realizes that this buyer has become a victim of wire fraud. So prevention is easy. The Washington Association of Realtors has created this flyer for all real estate agents to give to their clients. The flyer identifies the broker's name and phone number, which should be pretty obvious by now, but it also identifies the escrow officer's name and phone number. And then it warns the buyer to never, and I'll repeat, never wire funds until you have called a known phone number, like the one indicated on this flyer, to verify the accuracy of the information in the email before you wire your funds. So that is the key right here. Anytime you're going to wire funds, make sure that you call a known phone number, whether it's provided to you by your real estate agent, whether you look it up on the web to verify that contact information. Just always call somebody to verify your money is going where you think it's going so that you won't be victimized by fraud. Now, for my fellow real estate agents, to help spread the word, I've included a link in the comments sections below this video that will get you to this PDF document. Please take this document, upload it to your transaction desk, create a task for yourself to remind you after mutual acceptance to give this document to your client. And that way we can help spread the word and prevent people in our industry from being victimized by wire fraud. So that's our episode today on preventing wire fraud. I sincerely hope that I have prevented you or somebody you know from being victimized by this elaborate email wire fraud scheme and losing tons of money. If you like what you see, please click the subscribe button below. Share this link with somebody you know, especially if you think it might save them from becoming a victim of wire fraud. And if you're working with a real estate agent, please share this video with them. I've been talking to several of my colleagues who have not gotten the word about this wire fraud scheme yet. So please share this information so as an industry, we can prevent people from being victimized by this elaborate email wire fraud scheme. Thank you for watching. We have new videos every week. I hope to see you next week.